Camille Scott is a horse. And not a little bitty horse either. A big one. I mean, they couldn't guard her. I mean, she just got the basketball. She made some fantastic moves. Just did a great job. Rebounding, 14 rebounds, 30 points. What'd she do from the free throw line?
6 for 8.
6 of 8. 11 to 16. Whew, I take that every night. But, the third quarter we decided to play a little defense, and we held them, 6 points? Something like, 6 points. And, that was the difference in the game. We didn't play any defense first half at all. None. Gave up 7 threes, and that's not like us. All right, y'all can ask questions.
Coach, to me, always stays aggressive, looking for her shot. But when she's executing at a level like she is tonight, how much does that open it up, not just for her, but for everybody else on the team?
Well, they're not going to let Jalen shoot the ball outside. They're just not going to do it. And then Nosh, you saw what they're doing inside. They might as well had a shovel in there hitting on Nosh every time she turned. They pushed her here, pushed her there. That's what I was complaining about. They're letting everybody in the conference beat that poor girl to death. And, she's got a right if she to her lane. And if they jump in it, then she'll go to another lane. Well, she goes to that, then they call a charge. So that's what I was complaining about when we came. Matt complained about it going in and coming back out. That's what I told those guys. They're beating her to death. And Jalen out there, they're not going to let her shoot the ball. In a game like this, they played good defense. But Tamia stepped up, led her basketball team. Cab got wild there a little bit in the first half. But at halftime, she came back out and did a better job, and how many assists did she have? 4. Had 4 assists. But we got to do a better job on that first half.
Coach, it seems like Savannah Davis has had the confidence on defense, lead the confidence on offense for 3 big threes tonight. What do you?
Davis can shoot. That's why we recruited her. Good gracious, She hit 18 in one game in high school. We gave her the green light to let it fly, and we wanted to come back to her, and that's what Jalen messed up and didn't get it back over there to her. But she was open after she hit that 3 down there in front of the bench. She was open again. But she's a pure shooter. She gets the ball, she can let it fly.
Coach, to piggyback off that question a little bit, talk about you said obviously we all know she could shoot. What has she improved on the most other than
Defense.
her shooting?
That's all we work on every day. We spend about half our practice, at least a third of our practice, if not 2/3 maybe, on our defensive rotation. And we didn't look like it the first half, did we? But defense, there the second half, after we jumped out there, about 8-point lead, maybe 11, Davis tried to go under, and the girl stepped back and hit a 3. And then she came right back, set her up the same way again. Well, hey, you can get beat one time that way, but you don't get beat the second time. You got to learn from that. And that's when we called a timeout and got her over there. I said, this is part of what we've been going through in practice. You cannot go under. That's a shooter, That's about all she could do was shoot the 3, and she did a good job at it. I don't know how many she ended up hitting. She ended up hitting 5 of 9. So, that tells you she can shoot the basketball. But this team right here was down 20 to Liberty and came back, cut it to 1 in the fourth quarter. This is the same team that beat New Mexico State, which has got a great team that took us in overtime the other night, beat them last week or 2 weeks ago. So we knew coming in they were capable of beating us, but we thought we'd come out. We've had 3 good practices, but there was some positive there and there was some negative. We go back and work tomorrow.
Coach, this will be my last question about Davis, but talk about the growing pains and how she's gotten more minutes now because you said she's improved her defense. You knew she could shoot. How can that help the offense if she's playing well enough defensively to be on the court?
You got to decide who you're going to guard. When we moved Tamia to the 4, and you got Davis on one wing, you got Gregory on the other wing, and then you got Tamia Scott out there. If you want to help off on Nas, that's fine with us. We'll just kick it back out to one of those shooters. Now, Cab is really it's hard to believe this, but Cab, when we run our shooting drills, her and Jalen Gregory dominated. Jalen Gregory hit 37-40 out of our blue light or green light shooting drill, and Cab will come in with 35 or 36, and that's above. That's on a scale of 1 to 10. That's about a 9, and then she gets in the game, and it just gets right here. Shooting, you got to shoot freely, and you can't worry about missing. You got to, and Gregory don't worry about missing, and Cab gets into it worrying about messing up. Then she tries to do some things she can't do, and then that just gets her in a bind, you know. But she's very valuable to our basketball team. She started us tonight.
Coach, I've heard you talk in practice a lot recently about throwing the ball high to Nas, make sure that she can get the ball high so she can square up the basket. How is the team doing on that right now?
Well, we've been doing a great job getting the ball up on the board to Nas, because we've been throwing down to her, and that's what puts her in a bind. And the times that they intercepted the ball or deflected it tonight was where we threw down to Nas. We got to throw the ball up and let Nas go get it. She's 6'7", and we don't need to treat her like a 5'6" guard. Excuse me.
Coach, thank you.
No, thank y'all. Appreciate you.
To me, a career high for you tonight, 30 points. You always are aggressive, when you've got the ball in your hands, but when you're able to get to the rim as much as you were tonight, what's it like just sort of smelling blood in the water and attacking when you know you can get to the rim?
It was just I had a lot of confidence tonight, and they put their foreplayer on me. Couldn't really stop me. So I just kept attacking, honestly. That's truthful. I just kept attacking and took what the defense gave me.
When's the last time you shot as well? You think this is I think you probably have to go back to high school to remember a game like this.
Yeah, honestly. But second half, every time I shot it, this is going in. I just had that mentality. So it's just a really big confidence boost.
Nas, the team's been working really hard on throwing you the ball high so you can square up in the post. How's that helped you sort of unlock some things these past couple of weeks and be able to, get double-digit points, 4 games in a row now?
Well, it's always harder because they know what they're coming for, and they know they can't just guard behind most of the time. So the hardest part and what I was working the most is just sealing. So I gotta work against someone who's faster than me and much quicker with their feet, so I have to be able to seal good. And I didn't get as good this game with it, but I've been working on it for a while.
So, man, it seems like your confidence has grown a lot for these past couple of months. What's clicking for you on the court now that maybe wasn't, at the start of the season?
I think just taking in what the coaches are saying every day and putting that onto the court in games and practice, and just knowing that I can do it. I think that's the biggest thing.
Coach has always given you the green light to shoot, as well as you shot in high school. What's it like seeing that go down more consistently now that you found sort of the rhythm and what the team wants out of the plays that y'all run?
Yeah. Tonight I made some shots, and it's a big confidence boost, but it's kind of like tomorrow's a new day. My stats haven't been that well these past few games, so I think tonight was just good for my confidence, but just knowing that tomorrow is different and it's a new opportunity.
To me, I'm going to ask you this question. Talk about how much more open the offense is and how much tougher you are to guard when she's getting minutes because she's hitting well and she's playing good defense.
Yeah, they don't really help off. I mean, if I'm driving and she's my ball side corner, they can't help off her. She's a shooter. And like you said, she has that green light. She has a quick release. So that makes it a lot more easier instead of being double getting to the rim. They have to guard our other shooters.
Nas, Coach talked about how you kind of take a beating in conference play. Obviously, you're a big part of other teams' scout. How are you kind of handling the physical play these teams are bringing to you?
Well, again, as I said earlier, it's mostly, especially with a team like this, it's not as physicality, it's more how quick and they are, because they're not real post players, they're not as tall, so it's more they only can outscore, outrun me, get around me and stuff like that, so help. It's more like I just have to get around the first couple times when they just working really hard and really fast around me, so I just get steals.
Savannah, in one of your first games here, Coach talked about your minutes and said a big part of that was your defensive play and improving that. How do you kind of feel you self-evaluating defensively? You've kind of taken that by the horns and gotten those more minutes because of that.
I need to work on my defense. I need to get better at it. But I am grateful that they're giving me the opportunity to get better at it, and I think that's the biggest thing. But I don't know. I can tell it's getting a little better, but I need to keep growing.
To me, I've never seen you have to tie your shoes as many times. Does that have anything to do with the performance tonight?
These are new shoes. So I think the laces are a little slippery or something. I don't know. I gotta get used to the laces. But I tied them really tight the last time, so I think I got it now.
So the shoes were the secret to 30 points.
Maybe. Hey, we're a very superstitious team, so I'll have to keep wearing these.
Forever.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.